This is the Indian spotted chevrotain, also called the mouse deer. Once abundant in India, habitat degradation and poaching have dramatically reduced their wild populations today. The Government of India planned a captive breeding and reintroduction program that would see the mouse deer return to forests where it once thrived. The Nehru Zoological Park in Hyderabad is one of the premier zoos in India. With ample space and infrastructure, it was an ideal location to start the captive breeding of these animals. The project began in 2010 with just 6 mouse deer individuals. A scientifically sound breeding plan was developed to achieve maximum genetic diversity in the offsprings. Mouse deer have the unique ability to mate within a few hours of giving birth, and this proved to be a great advantage for the program. The population in the zoo increased rapidly when they placed the males along with the females with newborn fawns. Maintaining a healthy population of captive bred animals requires work around the clock. Hygiene is critical for maintenance of a disease-free environment. The enclosures are constantly cleaned and sterilized. Very little was known about the dietary requirements of the Indian species. With the help of our biologists and keepers, we were able to observe and record their food preferences and provide them with a balanced diet consisting of mixed fruits, vegetables, and grains. With such a high density of animals, disease can spread quickly. Adequate prophylactic measures are taken to ensure the animals are disease-free. Since these are a highly territorial species, injuries due to infighting are very common. These are addressed immediately by our team of veterinary doctors. Every animal in the breeding center is DNA fingerprinted and radio tagged with microchips for accurate individual identification. The meticulous efforts of the captive breeding team helped increase the population from its initial 6 to over 300 healthy animals. The scientifically planned breeding program has also ensured that the population is genetically diverse and suitable for reintroduction. Once they are 6 months old, individuals are selected for release. These animals will leave the safety of the zoo to a new adventure in the wilderness. The Amarabad Tiger Reserve, located about 150 kilometers from the Nehru Zoological Park, is covered in deciduous forests, an ideal habitat for mouse deer. The Forest Department has constructed a soft release facility to help the mouse deer transition from their life in captivity to an independent life in the wild. The facility is divided into 3 zones. In each of these zones, the amount of food and water provided is reduced progressively until the mouse deer is forced to move out to find food and shelter for itself. After spending close to a month in the facility, the moment of truth arrives when a mouse deer leaves the safety of these human facilities and moves into the wild. Since its inception in 2010, the mouse deer reintroduction program has come a long way. More than 140 mouse deer have been released into the wild in 3 different sites. This is an amazing story of how a well-planned and scientifically managed reintroduction program can help bring back wild populations. To see a mouse deer that is born in captivity, now roaming the wild, is a message of hope for all of our wilderness.